What Leonardo lets you do, just from the home screen, you can use your own pen to create a real-time canvas or your own mouse. You can edit a pre-existing image. You can add motion to any image that you upload. You can generate images based on a prompt while you type, and you can also upscale those images. Now, through testing, I've noticed that some aspects of Leonardo definitely work better than others. So here's a quick guide to everything that you can do inside of this app. Let's take a look at image generation first. Now I'm over here and back over here. Oh, where'd that go? Oh, psych, I'm back now. So with Leonardo's image generation, you enter a prompt and it'll create it. Pretty simple. We've seen this plenty of times before with Pika, and we've seen this with several other websites. Let's say I wanted to create a frog eating a potato in the summer under a purple sun. All I do is press create and it'll generate it pretty accurately. So what this does first is it'll generate as many prompts as you want, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And then you can choose from one of these prompts and it'll just fine tune your creation if you want to make it better. So it even says a playful illustration of a frog wearing sunglasses, a surreal image of a frog with a human-like body, a whimsical frog on a lily pad, or a vibrant green frog with a bulging mouth. Let's just click this one. We'll generate the second one. So what the prompt inputted was a whimsical scene of a frog on a lily pad munching on a crispy potato as the sun sets behind a purple sky, casting a golden glow over the water. Some of these prompts did it properly, some of them not so much. None of them made a purple sun. None of them quite made a purple sky. This one got kind of close. What I can do is if I don't like any of these images, I can always generate them again. The biggest glaring issue that I found is everything seems to be under a paywall, more so than any other app that I've used. And it's also constantly trying to get me to upgrade. So everything from using photorealistic images to changing it using their model. And some of the things I do understand, like their own unique takes on image generation. I understand that some things are just a little bit too much and they don't offer enough on the free plan. Okay, so this is very basic image generation as far as the free version is concerned. So let's dive in to the canvas. I did have a lot of fun with it, but only because some of what it does is not very accurate, as you'll see. So what I can do is I can lower this creativity strength, and the more I lower it, the more realistic this drawing will be to what I drew. The higher I set the creativity strength, the more liberties the AI has. So I can change all this to dynamic, so it changes with the drawing. I can change it to anime, I can change it to cinematic, whatever I want to. I'm going to draw just a stick figure, and let's see what happens when I turn this creativity all the way down. You'll see that it basically just copies my image to the right. However, even what I'm saying basically just copies it directly. The more I change the creativity strength, the more you'll see this devolve until it becomes a point where now it's just adding random things that I did not include. The more I get to one, the less of my original drawing remains until it is a completely different drawing. Maybe it should turn it into something, there you go, like an anime character. That would be cool. That kind of works better. So the sweet spot of this seems to be right in the middle. It is a lot of fun to use, to mess around with, but that's about it. Let's move on to Canvas Editor. So here, if you watch my video on my top 5 tools that you can use for free, was Playground. This basically does the same thing where I can type in a frog on a beach. It'll generate it. It does generate it relatively quickly compared to Playground. Still takes a little bit. Playground, I think, was about 15 to 20 seconds. This did it in about 10. So as you can see, this doesn't do as much. So I'm hoping Leonardo in the future will make some of these either more user-friendly, because I might be doing something wrong. And if I am, let me know down in the comments. Maybe it's user error. It definitely could be. But then again, it has a prompt, it clicks generate, and none of these look like frogs, let alone a frog on the beach. And these two are completely empty. I can't change any of these settings. I can click manage and it wants me to pay for everything. That's about it. Let's move on to upscaling. Is exactly as it sounds like. You add an image, you click upscale. As you can see up here, I have 150 credits that I get for free. And each one of these takes about 30 credits each. So they are not, you can only do this really 5 times until it doesn't work. What upscaling does is it just generates a more pixel dense image of what you have. It'll just upscale it. So this is 1080. it can upscale it to, I think, up to 4K. You can also add a prompt so that if you want to change specific things, you can actually modify this just like you would in the image generation. But I upscale it, it'll generate the upscaled image over here. Pretty self-explanatory, works as well as it could. If I wanted to change how my image looks, I can always change the creativity. Pretty self-explanatory. So as you can see, this was my original image. It kind of just upscaled it. It changed it a bit. It gave me a background. I know this is not the best of images, but either way, it changed a bit. It added freckles to my face. It added more details to my beard that weren't there before. Let's take an image that I've created using Leonardo, like this frog, and let's upscale it that way. So I'll replace the image, I will upload it, and now it'll take that image and it'll change the creativity. If I'll click upscale, again, takes a bit, but let's see what this does. I just set the creativity strength in the middle. But as you can see, I've tried this with 2 images and it's already gone down by half. Was that 70, 72? It has used already and I haven't even been able to edit this. So this is the original image. It does texture it a bit. You can see it in the eyes, you can see it in the legs. If you were watching this, or if you are watching this on a 4K TV, this might be a bigger difference than what I'm seeing on my screen. But as it is, it's something that's there, not something I would ever use again. Let's move on to the coolest and the most unique part about Leonardo, and my favorite part, real-time generation. So what I can do here is I have all these elements. These are preset, I can't change them, but I can type in, let's just type in a frog, and the more I type, the more this will change, and I can change this at any point, and on the fly it'll change this. So let's keep it right here to the original image, and I'll type in frog on a log in a bog, sad about the soggy. As you can see, this is completely free. I can upscale it for free, so if I wanted to make this 4K, but I can turn this for free as many times as I want, change everything, and it does it basically in like 2 seconds. My favorite part of Leonardo by far. Let's see. Man with a can that holds another fan. As you can see, each time I updated it, kept changing the prompt basically instantly. And the more I change this, I can change it completely so it doesn't look anything like a coloring book. I can change it to folk art. It seems like anytime you go above 0.5 or below negative 0.5, it changes it completely. If I change this to -1, it's basically nothing. But then if I go to 0.5, I feel like the majority of it is pretty anime. However, there is one more thing that Leonardo does. And so what you'll do is you'll come in here, and if I wanted to take this frog, I can choose the motion strength. So the more you change it, the more movement there will be. I can make it public so it'll come up on that home screen, and I'll click generate. It'll generate it, and I can see it on, it says it here, and then I can view generation. It'll load, it tells you how long it's taking, just like Playground. And without doing any adjustments, this is my finished product. This is taking quite a bit of time. And now I'm waiting still. Yep, nope, still waiting. Let's try refreshing it. Nope, still waiting. We're waiting, still waiting. This has been over 3 minutes, and we are still waiting. It worked. So let's take a look. That was all for a 4-second video, and it took about 3.5 minutes. It does look pretty good, much better than Pika, definitely better than anything that I've seen so far. It is only 4 seconds, and you can download it right from here. However, there really is no option to extend this at all, like Pika does. Even with Kyber, if you remember Kyber, you can add on 4 seconds on a whim. This one, not so much. You're very limited in what you can do with it. It's basically just download it, or you can generate it again from that prompt. So it is very high quality. It is pretty realistic. I love that the way that the eye shimmers and the corner glistens and whatnot. I think Kyber offers a lot more on this level than what Leonardo does. Okay. So that is Leonardo. On this home screen, you can obviously see that there's a bunch of examples, and you can sort them. So if you need help looking for ideas, you can do it that way. So that is Leonardo in a nutshell. It is great at motion, but the real-time generator is by far my favorite. It is pretty accurate. It's super quick, and I will definitely be using this again. So if you've liked this video, let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like me to change anything or explore anything in this video, Also, let me know down below. Let me know if you tried Leonardo and what your favorite part of this is. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.